Hey guys, Karen here. Today I'm doing a little bit something different than outside gardening. We'll call this inside gardening, but we are going to be moving here soon and I wanted to take this chance when it's kind of nice out. It is really nice outside, but it's kind of chilly. So I'm in the garage with the door open and I'm going to repot and put new soil in these houseplants that I have. Some of them had some bug issues that I was dealing with, so I'm going to get rid of all the soil, spray them really good with water, get them really nice and clean, trim them, and then repot them in fresh, clean soil so that they don't continue to have bugs, and spread them to other plants. So, and then there's some that I got from friends that are in too small of containers that need a new pot. And like this one needs to be up potted, just different things. This one needs just fresh soil and it can probably stay in its pot, but I'm just gonna put some fresh soil in there. Same with like some other ones, they just need some more fresh soil. I do have a succulent right here that needs to have this little one separated, and I'm actually gonna cut the top off and use the leaves to create more succulents. And I'll show you guys how I do that. But trying to keep these plants over here away from my little diseased ones. And then this one, I'm not quite sure why it's struggling so bad, but I'm gonna trim it and kind of see if it just maybe does better in a different pot. I feel like this pot holds on to a lot of water. So yeah, we're just gonna run through this. It's kind of just more an enjoyable, sunshiny time well spent. And I really enjoy houseplants, but I like to get this done before the gardening season starts because I put them outside and leave them outside then, once it's nice and warm. And then I just kind of, I'll water them. I don't really do a lot with the houseplants then afterward because I'm really focusing on gardening season. So I'll make sure I take care of these before that starts so I don't have like, hey, I'm forgetting about all of my plants. These are not even close to all of my plants. I have some pretty big plants inside that I'm just going to top off once they're moved. But these, I thought, since they're smaller, we'll go through and I'll explain what each plant is and some of the stuff that I have dealt with each plant. But we're gonna fertilize them, give them some new soil, water them in really well, and let them thrive in a new situation. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, this Peppermillia plant I'll actually try and do it up close. Right here, you can see these little black dots. There's some sort of bug, and they're destroying my plant. So I'm going to trim all of the affected leaves off, and hopefully that really helps it bounce back. It is blooming right now. It's gorgeous. I don't want it to die, so I really have to make sure I get this nice and clean. I wonder if I can plant. One thing I'm not sure, repotting Peppermillia, so like some of the bottom leaves come off after a while. If you can plant the stem down deeper is what I'm curious about. So I'm gonna look that up real quick. Okay, so it's not very clear, but I'll show you guys what I mean. Give me some more room here. I tried to take off all the like pretty large leaves that had those little bugs on them so that it can kind of regrow itself, but I'm going to plant it where these nodes are because I feel like it will make roots off of that. That's the way it looks further down, so I'm gonna try that. But I did have some rocks in the bottom of that to make it drain really well. And I think instead of doing that, I'm just gonna use a cactus mix, which I'll show you guys. This right here. It's really well draining, so I think I'm just gonna pot it in that instead of repotting it in with the gravel on the bottom, because I feel like gravel just attracts pests. Another thing that I'm gonna do before I repot it, I am going to take it out here and I'm going to spray the leaves so that none of those bugs are on there before I repot it. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys, like, see this discolored part on this leaf down here and like right there, that's where those bugs were on. So I just made sure like I sprayed it really, really well. None of the bugs are on there. Okay, now to repot it. So the pot itself, I sprayed it out really well with cold water and washed it with my hands. I don't really like to use soap and stuff on it because, I don't know, I just don't want it to like affect the plant. Let's go ahead and repot this. Okay, so we have nice and fluffy soil. I'm just gonna set it on top of that where the roots were. I need to go a little bit deeper than that. I'm gonna make a giant mess, like normal. And I'm not like packing this stuff in, just because I feel like this is almost kind of like a succulent. I don't know, it probably is, or well, I don't know. I'm not a plant expert, I just like to have houseplants is all. So I'm gonna water this a little bit so it can settle, and I'm gonna wash the leaves off. Okay, one is done. Actually gonna go wash this and set it in a shady area. All right, one plant done. I did bury it a little bit deeper, but not like completely over those nodes. So we'll see how it does, how it fills back out. All right, since I have this stuff out, I think I'm going to do the other plants that require that kind of soil. So this one, oh, I did look this up and I totally forget what it is. There we go. It's called a Kalanchoe, Calanchoe, orange. And it is a succulent, so I'm gonna plant it in this. I am going to do a little bit of research here. Okay, so it asks for a pot that's slightly larger than the pot it's in, which all of my pots are a lot bigger than, shoot. Could put it in this one. That would be pretty. Let's see if I like this. Yeah, I think we'll do this one. Nice and bright. I was gonna put my succulents in here, but I'm just gonna run with it. Put a little bit in the bottom because the pot is pretty long. Oh wow, it actually doesn't have a lot of roots. Okay, let's put it in here. This would probably be easier. Add it up here. So I'm just like backfilling around its original size. Okay. There. So this pot does not have any drain holes. I just, like, a note, don't put them in a pot like this if you're not comfortable with like the watering part of it, because you have to make sure that the bottom of the pot is not holding water. All right, I'm gonna go just spray this off. All right, another one done. I did water it just a little bit. Oh no. Not a lot, just because this pot does not have any drain holes. So now I'm just gonna sit it over there and let it dry. But just a note, you want to deadhead the flowers. Once these are done blooming, I cut them off, and then it just encourages the plant to continue to bloom. All right, next is this spider plant. I believe this one needs to go in regular soil. Okay, so it says spider plants do best in potting mixes that hold moisture yet also drain well. They prefer soil mixed with slightly acidic pH. And I'm gonna use regular potting soil for this one. And I'm gonna put it in a terracotta pot because that way it can drain really well. All right, I'm gonna use one of these. It is a lot bigger than the plant, but these plants grow like crazy. So I am going to put it in a larger pot. Alrighty. It's growing like crazy. So you can see down there how much it's grown already. Crazy. Alright, just put it over here. Another one done. I do have saucers for these. Also note, I did not enamel mine. So if you're sitting it on a surface that you want to protect, you need to seal these terracotta saucers because it will still leak water. Next one. I think we're gonna take care of this other one that had some issues. It is nice and clean. I've been spraying neem oil on it. They like just destroyed this plant. I've cut so much off of it already. It's such a bummer. And I'm also gonna get rid of the stones on top because I don't think I have any bugs on this one anymore. I kind of got it under control, but this one was severely root bound. So I am going to spray the roots off completely where there's no soil left, and then repot them in fresh soil and put it in a bigger pot so it has room. So it has been root bound for quite a while, it seems. I sprayed off the leaves really, really well. Make sure there's no bugs or anything on it anymore. I actually think I might do a swap where these two are in the same kind of pot and put the peace lily in a larger pot. So I'm gonna pull this one out. This one is gonna go in this pot. It just needs more room. Like, I didn't realize the roots were like that. That's crazy. This one looks a whole lot better than its counterpart. But I'm gonna go spray these leaves off too, just to make sure I'm not transferring any bugs. So now, set that one right there. Wash my pot. To kind of make it straight. So anytime I take that much soil off the roots, I just drench the plant. This one has drainage holes, so I'm just gonna like make the plant super wet so that those roots for sure don't have any gaps or anything like that. air pockets, whatever. I think I'm gonna put my peace lily in this big pot. Okay. I'm gonna try a different method here. See if it's easier to backfill if I do it like this. Okay, gonna go spray this one. I'm gonna go wash out this pot to put this plant in. Two more. Oh, these plants, what are these called? Anthurium red. I have an Anthurium red, which is this one, and I have an Anthurium purple, which is the other one that had the whatever bugs on it. But these blooms last a really, really long time. There is actually a new one coming up right there. That's really cool. They almost look fake because like the sheen on them just looks like a plastic. I don't know, it's crazy. Next one, I think we're gonna do the Wandering Jew plant is what it's called. It needs to come out of this pot. I don't know, it's just, I'm not sure what's wrong with it. It bloomed like 4 times already. I don't know. I don't know what its problem is. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research real quick and figure out why this one is struggling so much. Okay, so I think I know what my problem is. I have never fertilized this plant. I didn't know you're supposed to fertilize them monthly. So yeah, I did do that. And also, I'm not sure if I should just propagate it and let it kind of start over because like there's so many dead leaves and stuff on it. Okay, so also I am blaming it on humidity issue of the plant because our house is heated with wood and propane, and so I feel like it's probably a lack of humidity as well. This is gonna go in a cup of water. All right, so for this, I'm just gonna cut these stems somewhere in there, take the dead leaves off the bottom, and just sit them in water. I'll put them in a smaller container once they're inside. Well, now I have some new pots to plant some things in. This was a button fern, and I'm pretty sure it's dead. I don't know. I cut it all the way back. Yeah, I think it just got waterlogged or something. There's like no sign of life. So that one's gone. Kind of a bummer because it was really cute. But I think it just got waterlogged. And then I have this teeny tiny little thing. It needs a teeny tiny pot because it has died back so much. I think I'm actually just gonna plant it in one of these containers. Like that. Alrighty. That is some of my houseplant care. Glad I got it done. I'm going to take them inside now and put them back in their spots. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pots for more houseplants. Alright guys, have a blessed day. I'll see you guys next time. And this is probably the only time of the year that I do something like this, as far as houseplants go, or days that I can't work outside. But from now on, it'll be gardening stuff. I just wanted to do this today, and I figured I would show you guys what I do with my houseplants, and just get them nice and clean, get them ready to set them outside once we move, when it's warm enough. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Bye.